Hey, it's Jason Creel. I want to talk to you a minute about just buying a zero-turn lawnmower. I know that's a question a lot of people ask, and they're like, well, which mower should I buy? Whether you're looking at a homeowner buying a mower for their own house or somebody looking to get into the lawn care business. Particular people starting out in the lawn care business. I know when I started, that was one of the biggest questions I had. And my advice, to people typically goes something like this. And again, a lot of this depends on your budget and what you're looking at. If you want the nicest mower out there, okay, well that's, and money's not an issue. Well, that's, a different category. But most of the time, people are starting a lawn care business. They're on somewhat of a budget. They might not have many customers, or if they're looking for something for their own house. So here's what I typically tell people. Let's just say that you're starting out, you don't have a lot of customers. I try to avoid people going into a lot of debt if possible, unless you know that you're going to be aggressive in growing the business and be able to generate some revenue quickly. So try to steer people towards staying away from a brand new top of the line $10,000 to $12,000 mower, and let's see what we can find in a lot cheaper price range. So for example, let's say you're dealing with somewhere between a $2,500 to $4,000 budget. Okay, believe it or not, you can get a pretty good mower somewhere in that budget. You may have to look a little bit, but what I typically tell people is, instead of going to a big box store or something, buying a residential model zero-turn mower, let's say for $2,500 or maybe $3,000, I would try to find a used commercial grade, or at least a high-end residential or low-grade commercial mower if you can. But I try to tell people, in this same way I look at vehicles, but I would rather get a older mower with low hours as opposed to a newer mower with high hours. So when I'm buying something used, I try to as low hours as possible. If I can get something with 200 to 300 hours on it, I feel pretty good about it. If you get up to 600-700 hours, you can expect to start having some maintenance on that mower. And so, for example, this mower right here, Exmark Pioneer, I'm not exactly sure if this is classified as a low-end commercial or high-end residential. I'm not sure that it necessarily matters how we classify it, but it's not your full-scale commercial mower. It has smaller tires, not quite as powerful of a drive system, not quite the ground speed as you're going to get in your full-fledged commercial mowers. But if you're starting out, this is sure enough a nice mower, has a Kawasaki engine on it, and I know that this mower was purchased used for $3,500 and had 23 hours on it. I think new was running around $5,500, maybe $6,000. And so just, and it was a homeowner had it, several years old, but again, finding one that had 23 hours and getting it very much discounted over what you'd pay on the sticker price. Now, would I rather have this or go spend $3,500 on a brand new, residential model from a big box store? There's no doubt this is a better mower in my opinion. So now, let's say you were able to find a full-fledged commercial mower, with 300 hours on it. And you might get that for $3,500. Now, at that point, now you're up against a decision. I might personally lean more toward the full-fledged commercial mower because I know how those perform, the power and the speed and all that. It does make a difference. So, especially if you're talking about larger properties. So it depends on somewhat what you're targeting, but I try to tell people, 48-inch, 52, 54-inch, that's a good mid-size range. It allows you to do smaller properties as well as some, small commercial, nothing huge with that size, but you can tackle a variety of properties with that size mower. And if you're able to get a good deal on one that's slightly used, then I think that's the way to go. Now, worst case scenario, you go get a brand new one. If you're in business, that just forces you to get out there and generate the revenue to help pay for it. or for a homeowner. You know, there's obviously the more expensive ones are better, they perform better, and I prefer that. I just don't like the financial strain on your business. Once you get established, start getting customers, you can always upgrade later. But year after year, there are great deals to be had on slightly used, great zero-turn mowers. I personally like Exmark, I like Skag, I like Hustler, I like Gravely. And all these brands, they make a variety of models, from residential, you know, high-end residential, light commercial, you know, the normal commercial, and then the one that has all the bells and whistles. And I find these to be reliable. I prefer a Kohler or a Kawasaki engine. If you can get that, I think it's worth paying the extra for the reliability of those engine manufacturers. But anyway, I hope this will give you some direction on what you can find for that price range. I know I bought a fantastic mower for $2,800. That again was an older mower, but had low hours and full-fledged commercial mower. I found a great deal on a Walker mower years ago that had, I think, less than 100 hours on it. I got it for about $6,000, which again is a little higher price range. But you're talking about a $10,000 to $11,000 mower, brand new, with under 100 hours on it. So sometimes, particularly in the wintertime, you can really find a good deal on a zero-turn mower. Maybe somebody is a homeowner looking to upgrade, or somebody is in the lawn care business and is getting out of the business and just looking to liquidate their equipment. So anyway, check out these. Hope this gives you some help on what to look for when you're starting a business, what kind of mower to buy, and you know, maybe you can make a good decision on something to get you going in your business or for your own personal lawn. Thanks a lot. If you hadn't done so, I'd like to ask you to go ahead and subscribe to the channel. And not only click the subscribe button, but click the bell beside the subscribe button so that you can get notified of all the new videos. Thanks a lot.